This time I'm going to introduce three different wrenches. They're all quite similar to you. We have the open end wrench, the closed end, also known as a boxed end. Then you have a combination wrench, which is literally a combination of an open end and a boxed end. As always, they make these things in a myriad of sizes. This is a pretty good size one here. This is 1.5 on one end and 1 5/16 on the other. They make these things up as big as you can imagine. The heavier, when they get really heavy, they start making them out of aluminum instead of forged steel like this. One of my favorite tools is one of these higher end, nicer boxed end wrenches. This one's actually got 12 points on the inside instead of 6, so when it really grabs a nut, it's easier tool to work and they're very comfortable in the hand. I still have an original set that my dad had that I actually love to use. The tool feels good in your hand. But this is the box end. Both ends are closed. This is the open end. Both ends are open. Back to the combination. Now, they make these things in standard and metric. They make them all the way down to 1/4 of an inch up to multiple inches. Just depends on where you're at. But most common that you're going to have are going increments of 1/16 of an inch, starting at 1/4, all the way up to 1 inch for most sets that you buy. And I still have some of the original wrenches that are older than me, my dad's wrenches and my own wrenches. So this one here is just a simple combination wrench. It happens to be 9/16 in size. You can see the size written on it. They do make these where they'll have like a 9/16 on one end, a 5/8 on the other, but those would be all open end or box. All combination wrenches, at least the one I've ever seen, have the same size on both ends. This one here is made the same, and it's a 1/2 inch wrench. We use these on taking the blades off of skill saws in the shop. So what we're going to have you demonstrate is we're just going to use the combination wrench today as far as demonstration purposes, because we're going to use both ends. So we've still got our demonstration plate with our 3/8 bolt. This time, if I remember back, the actual head, even though the bolt itself is 3/8 in diameter, the head is 9/16. So I've got the box end, I've got the box end and the open end, and we're going to demonstrate both. We're going to start with the open end. What I'm going to look for you to do, and you may have to use 2 hands to hold as you see as I do. I want you to make 3 turns, tightening. And again, if you can tell, this thing's got a little bit of an angle to the head. It's got a little bit of angle, it's not straight out. It's designed to tighten this way, flip over, loosen this way. Similar to the adjustable wrench, you can see how the force of this head is in one side. Now, when you get over here to the closed end, it's really only designed to go in one way. It's got a little curve to it, and you're going to want to set that right down on top of your bolt. So we tightened it 3 turns. Now we're going to loosen it 3 turns, and you're going to find that the box end is way easier to operate. It stays on there better, and you can see this one, if you look close enough, it's got 12 little points inside, where this one only has 3 points of contact. You only have 6 sides on the bolt, so you would have contact on all 6 sides. You can put a lot more force with a box end than you can with an open end. So our 3 wrenches, an open end wrench, a boxed end or closed end, and finally, the combination wrench.